Mormon culture provides an advantage, the privilege to explore with Mormons the meaning of life. God is a community and created humanity to experience goodness and beauty by participating with Him as welcome members of His community. To be human means to be fully valuable people who are also powerless, vulnerable, and dependent. But we have a problem. Our first parents thrived until they rebelled against participating with God. At that point, they joined in participating with the voice of evil by seeking goodness and beauty independently. They had no ability to succeed independently. As a result, they fell into shame, which poisoned their heart, which is their understanding of their humanity. Shame curved them in on themselves, changing their heart posture from God-centered to self-centered, which is shame-centered. Shame is the voice and awareness that you cannot handle life. You are unworthy. You are not enough. We all inherited that curved inward heart posture of shame that fears exposure. Exposure for not being enough. Exposure for not holding our lives together. Our shame is not a problem for God, but it sure is for us. We tend to run from shame, but God wants us to face our shame and learn His way of holding our lives together. Learning that lesson is what the Bible calls the discipline of the Lord. Does the discipline of the Lord make your heart sing for joy? All God's ways bring joy, but the voice of shame quenches God's joy by confusing us about God's ways. Shame turns God's ways upside down to get you focused on your behavior instead of on Christ and who He is for you. Conversation with Mormons can help us notice our confusion because Mormonism channels the voice of shame, which pressures you to focus on making right choices to avoid being unworthy and unrighteous. Mormonism says in many ways God is training you to be honest about your bad behavior and your need to do better. Do you agree with Mormons that God disciplines you for your evil actions? Or have you discovered the surprise in Hebrews chapter 12? In Hebrews 12, we encounter the word sin 3 times and then the discipline of the Lord 8 times in quick succession. Verse 11 then tells us the discipline of the Lord is all about righteousness. Have you noticed that? I read the chapter a lot for years before noticing it. Why was I so slow? The voice of shame used the word sin to trigger me to think bad behavior, all the while God wanted me to see sin as missing the mark of the righteousness of Christ. I cannot hit that mark no matter how much I improve. But Jesus hit that mark for me, and I experienced righteousness by substitution, by trusting who Christ is for me. I am a Jesus is my righteousness Christian, and so are you if you are born again. King Jesus disciplines and trains us to keep our eye on Him and trust who He is for us. When we do, we joyfully surf our circumstances no matter how big the waves are. When we overlook Christ, we experience confusion, joylessness, and evil behavior. Considering Christ versus overlooking Him, that is the battle of life. I lead Mormons to taste the joy of the Lord by considering Jesus as their righteousness. This makes them curious for more.